Hello, manifestors. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome back for the others. My name is Sylviane. Here on this channel, we talk about the law of assumption and how to manifest our desires, any desire you might have. And of course, we use quite often the teaching of Neville Goddard, because for me, is one of the best, if not the best teacher who knew how to explain the law, spiritual law. How does it work and who we truly are in this universe, in this body, in this world. So today I wanted to make a video that was a request because a week or so ago, I posted a success story from a client of mine discussing a tool. I don't like to use the word techniques anymore so much because it's been so overused. I am pretty tired of that term, as a matter of fact. So I prefer to call it a tool. I gave a tool to this client and to many other of my clients and in my coaching group as well. And this is something that, as far as I know, has never been used before by anyone. I just somehow came up with it. And maybe some other people are using it, but if they are, I am not aware of it. So as far as I am concerned, this is my tool that I have been using and given to my clients, and I will discuss this in this video. But before I go there, I had to ask myself the question in regards to that instant success story and many other instant success stories, as opposed to not so instant success stories. Let's put it this way. So what is the difference between someone who is new to the law, learn about it, and then hire a coach, me for instance, and I give them some basic understanding of the law. I give them some tools. I tell them what they should or shouldn't do. And they come back with pretty much instant results. You can tell that they have shifted pretty quickly. And those who the same didn't know about the law, learn or hear about it, then hire a coach, me for instance, and for some reason never seem to be able to take off. What's the difference? Well, the number one thing that we need to keep in mind is that the law, as it is concerned, it's completely impartial, right? So if it works for one human being, it works the same way for any other human beings. So why is it that person number one gets instant result and person number two doesn't? To me, there is one main thing that person number one does and that person number two doesn't do. This is found in James 1, verses 22 through 25. And here we are going to read them together. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. So isn't it very clear what we've just read? Be doers of the word, not hearers only. Deceiving who? Well, deceiving yourselves. And this is how you are here, another door. I can see right away. I've been talking to so many people for the past 4 years that I can feel and smell my clients miles and miles away. I don't even need to see them. In my coaching practice, I don't even look at my clients. They are off camera. I am off camera because we are not into looking at ourselves, but I want to hear them and I want them to hear me. I don't want them to see how my hair looks or how my makeup looks. This is not interesting in my coaching. And I don't want to look at them either for the same reason. I don't want to be distracted by them. I don't want to be distracted by myself. So this is why my coaching is off camera. So by the way, if you've been scared to do coaching so far because you don't want to show your face or whatever, with me, you don't have to show your face whatsoever. So because I'm used to speak to so many people, I think I got to a point where I can tell in just maybe under 5 minutes who I am speaking to. And who I am speaking to, what do I mean by that is, am I speaking to someone who is receiving the information and you can tell they are ready to get on it, to do it, to be doers, and those who are more interested in telling me their stories? This alone makes a huge difference, guys, in your results if you are from one group of people or the other. Are you more of a hearer and then a doer, or are you more of someone who loves to tell their stories? So this is it. My clients who get those very quick shift are people who hear me, really hear me, right? They really listen to me. They really hear me. They really get what I'm telling them. And they know I'm not talking for myself. They know what I'm saying is for them, or them to do something about it, right? So they hear me, they really hear me, and then they do the thing. And I don't even care if they do it to the dot or if they adapt it to themselves. But the point is, they get it and then they do it. Therefore, they are doing what James 1:22 says. They are not just hearers, they are doers as well. However, if you are someone who loves to tell their stories, which is okay too, you can tell me your story. But then I give you a tool and then you judge it, right? You judge, oh, well, this is good, this is bad, I'm not sure I want to do it. Or you do it for a day or two and then you get tired of it and you drop it. If you are like this, you are more of a hearer, but you are not truly a doer. My last video was about revision. I have given instructions, tools, advice to many of my clients to revise. Some have done it and some have just heard it. And the ones who really have done it, and I don't care if they did it through scripting or visualizing, imagining, it doesn't matter. They did it. They did it, their own recipe, how they like to revise, how they like personally to revise, but they did it. And those people always come up with success stories. The ones who just hear about revision and maybe try it and then like, oh, well, it doesn't seem to work and stop it, then those are the ones I never hear about. They never tell me about their success story because most likely they don't have any success story to tell about. But it is not because they are not understanding. It is not because the law works sometimes. It is not because the law works only for some people. The difference is, are you doing it? Or are you just hearing about it, right? So the reason why I'm telling you all these things before I even tell you what I want to talk about in this video is that it doesn't matter what the tool I'm going to talk to you about is. It doesn't matter if you listen, watch this video 10 times, 20 times, if you do not do it. Or if you do it a day or two or three and then dump it, drop it, because you feel that it's not working. No matter what you do, no matter what tool you are using to shift into being the person that you want to be already, unless you do it, it is not by just hearing about it or trying it here and there, not being constant with it, not being serious about it, that is going to make a difference. It is not going to make much of a difference if this is what you're doing. Because again, in that case, you are more of a hearer of the word than a doer. So let me read, first of all, the wonderful success story, a quick success story email that I've received from this person since she gave me the permission to share this without giving her name. So this is what she's saying. Dear Sylviane, thank you very much for your coaching session and this follow-up email. After our session, things shifted for me big time, and I have been able to easily occupy my chosen states, and life is starting to feel fun. Your technique of replacing my name with God has been a game changer for me this week and instantly shift me out of a negative train of thought. I now fully understand that my imagination is my true reality. I look forward to sending you a note shortly to tell you about all the wonderful things that are occurring. In fact, I've already imagined doing so, and I am having inner conversations with you in my mind. Sylviane, you'll never guess what happened. Lol. Wishing you a beautiful day ahead. So, when I posted this on Instagram, some people asked me, what is it? What is this technique? How do you replace God by your name? So it's very simple, guys. And please don't call it a technique. And please don't ask me if it's an affirmation. Please, it's not an affirmation. I don't use affirmations per se in my coaching. Okay, we are a little bit above and beyond that by now. Even though I don't have anything against affirmation, as long as you are not choosing affirmation like most people from a state of being pitiful. Okay, so usually every time someone talks to me about affirmation, I know from what state they are coming from, and it's like I'm almost allergic to it because I'm like, oh no, not this, not someone desperate in need of an affirmation. This I can't stand anymore. Personally, I can't. Okay. So no, this is not an affirmation. This is not even a technique. It's just a simple tool that anyone under the sun can think about. If I thought about it, you could think about it. Okay. I'm not any above and beyond anyone else out there. So this tool is very simple. When you think of you most likely think of you as I, me, or your name. So let's say I'm talking about me. I think about me as I do, I go, I was, I will be, right? I think about me as me. This is me. This is me, right? You and me. And I think about me as Sylviane. This is my avatar. It's called Sylviane, right? So whether you think about yourself as I, me, or Sylviane, or Jane, or Joe, or Jack, or whatever, right? You replace that with the word or the name God. If you know the law, right, you understand what it means that you are God. It means that the power within, that divine power, imagination, the divine human power is God. And this is why Neville said, you are God, because you are imagination, you are powerful. Your thoughts, your imagination is a freaking manifesting machine. And this is what it means to say that we are God, that you are God, and that I am God. So again, every time you think of you as I, me, or your name, and have any doubt, any insecurity, any anxiety, any fear, you replace your I, your me, or your name by God. So it goes like this. Let's say I'm going to go for my driving test, and I'm getting all nervous, all anxious about passing that test, that driving test. So what would I do? I would simply tell to myself, would God be nervous about a driving test? And automatically your mind will reply, will answer, no, of course not. So when you do that all day long, every time you have any fear, anxiety, doubt, anything like that, anything negative, pretty much, and you replace God instead of I, me, or your name, you'll feel that instant power, that instant power that is going to invade you, overwhelm you with a sense of peace and even power. And the clients that have just heard this from me and did nothing with it, usually I can tell who they are because, well, nothing really happened, right? And maybe they did it, but any tool, any technique that you hear about, if you do it just once or twice and it doesn't work, well, yeah, most likely it won't work overnight, just like that, right? You have to be persistent with it. You have to keep on doing it, right? And more than once a day, most likely. So usually I hear back very positive feedback from people who really heard that and really practice it. They really practice it. And in just a few days or a week, it doesn't even take long to get results, right? But they did it constantly for a day or two or three or a week, whatever. And in that case, wow, they felt instant relief. And they started shifting very quickly. And they started seeing their world moving around differently. So that's it, guys. That's what this tool is all about. It's just a simple tool to change the way you think, to change your mind over, to think differently, to have a different perspective, so you can move forward towards who you truly are, to get what you truly want. Every time you have a doubt, fear, anxiety, or anything like that, say to yourself, would God feel this way? Would God be scared of this? Would God fear that? And the answer will always be no. Therefore, what does it mean? It means that you, as God, shouldn't feel that way either. I hope this was helpful, guys. Again, if you liked this video, if it was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.